Bonjour. Well, last week's Nutri-Score debate is continuing, and a lady by the name of Isabella from Switzerland sent me a very interesting link via email, and the heading is "Legislation in Switzerland would prohibit Nutri-Score." So basically this article is a summary of the debate I watched on TV, where all the EU countries put forward their points on Nutri-Score. So Switzerland might prohibit that in the future. According to their motion, a healthy diet requires a broad approach to eating and cannot rely on scores assigned to single food packages. Now, Nutri-Score, according to them, is a traffic light style front of package label that uses a combination of 5 coordinated colors and letters to rate how healthy a packaged food item is based on its fat, sugar, salt, and calorie content per 100 gram or millimeter serving. The green A, like I told you last time, indicates the healthiest option, and the red E denotes the least healthy. But as you can see, I am still on D, like somebody said, D for delicious. My tomato balls, and it is delicious. So let's have a look. Benedict Wirth, the Commission's representative at the Council, told his colleagues that Nutri-Score has several flaws, including the fact that it does not discriminate between ultra-processed and non-processed foods. So, several countries made different points. Wirth said that traditionally Swiss products, such as cheese, are penalized for their high fat content, while an ultra-processed alternative may receive a higher score. And that's very true. So that is why they are considering doing away with Nutri-Score. And I see that the Romanian government has already banned Nutri-Score. Now, somebody from Greece said the fact that Nutri-Score does not consider food additives and their impact on health is just one of its flaws. The problem arises, he says, when you apply that across the board for every product, every food, every nutrient, without understanding that it is not just about the calories. One should be concerned about the context of how a specific food is used. And then he gave a very interesting example. He said, take a soft drink, one with no calories and no sugar, not like my grenadine syrup. The context is how much you consume and what implications that has for your health. So, and then he gave the example of olive oil, which is part of the Mediterranean diet. And he said that it's very unfair because of the fat content of olive oil. And it was the same with the cashew nuts, remember last week, that was scored as a B. And first of all, olive oil was labeled C. It has now been changed to a light green B. But it will never get a green A. The question is the context. How are you consuming a food such as olive oil? What are you consuming it with? And how did it become part of your consumption? So he he says that it only focuses on a very limited variety of nutritional substances such as sugar, fat or salt, and the energy intake without considering the portions. And that is the important thing. It's no use taking a soft drink with no calories and no sugar content, but you consume a lot of it per day. That's also not good. For example, I take 4 sugars in my coffee, but I only drink 1 cup per day in the mornings. Never more than that. Whereas somebody else might take only 1 sugar in their coffee, but 10 cups of coffee during the day. So compared to that person, my sugar intake is far less. But let me know in your comments what you think about the Nutri-Score and what your argument is for or against. And in the meantime, I would quickly want to show you a few changes that has happened earlier this year already in my house. So let me take you around. Something that the government is doing at the moment, and that is to decrease the levels of electricity usage. So here in the TV room, they installed a pellet burner for me, and that is wonderful for winter time because it uses pellets that are quite cheap, and I don't have to use my wooden stove anymore, and it really heats up the room and the next room and even upstairs in the bedrooms. It's so hot, so that's great. Let me go and show you the rest. C'est incroyable, unbelievable. It's supposed to be midsummer, but it's still raining almost every day, and it's really cold. Right, apart from the pellet burner, they also installed these for me. These are solar panels, and they're for heating up the water, my domestic hot water. And then down here you have the pompe à chaleur, or the heat pump, that helps with the heating, and it works with air. So let's move down to the cellar, la cave. Right, we're taking a walk through the studio into the cellar, and here you can see what was installed here. So this section works with the solar panels to heat up the water, and if there's no sun like today, the pompe à chaleur, or the heat pump, kicks in. But you can see it's quite a contraption, and like my friend in South Africa said, you could go to the moon with this thing. Okay, and here is a control panel. Right, and all of these things have been installed at the cost of €2. So that's all it cost me, and the government pays for the rest. Right, I will see you again next week. There are many things coming up in August. It's going to be a hectic month for me. So lots of things happening, and I will keep you up to date. A bientôt.